Hello and welcome, fellow aviators. Today we're taking a trip back in time to explore the true origins of flight. Almost everyone is aware the Wright brothers achieved the first controlled and powered flight in 1903. But who was the genius that laid the groundwork, whose discoveries were responsible for their success? That would be Sir George Cayley, the rightful father of aviation. Born in 1773, Cayley wasn't just an inventor, he was a scientific mastermind, making him well deserving of a statue. Want to know why? Well, it all started with fish. And now you might be wondering, why are we talking about fish in a video about flying? Well, unlike those who came before him, who were focusing on birds flying with flappy wings, Cayley took inspiration from an sort of unexpected source. Fish, a trout to be exact. Their sleek bodies gliding through water sparked curiosity in his mind about achieving lift in the air. Cayley's brilliance was in identifying the four fundamental forces of flight: lift, weight, drag, and thrust. This wasn't just common sense back then, it was revolutionary. Why? Because back then, people thought strapping flappy wing-like fixtures onto you and jumping from high places was the way to fly. Like, what a recipe for disaster. But Cayley understood how these forces interacted with flight and replaced this blind attempt to conquer the skies with a scientific approach. Cayley didn't just stop at theory, he went on to applying his discoveries in the real world. By building flying structures such as gliders, but Cayley's gliders included something others didn't back then: fixed wings, a concept that seems obvious to us today, but were groundbreaking back then. These gliders could even carry a human, and proved that his ideas were feasible. He even included a separate tail section called an empennage, used for control, a crucial element of modern aircraft. The Wright brothers were undoubtedly brilliant engineers, but we must acknowledge people like Cayley who laid the groundwork for them to create the first powered flight. See, without Cayley, the Wright brothers would have never been able to make the Wright Flyer. Can you imagine the Wright brothers without Cayley's foundation? They wouldn't have known about the four principles of flight, the advantages of fixed wings and an empennage, or the importance of an engine-like structure to propel them. They would have been more like a train than a plane. And guess who knew that? Sir George Cayley. Fun fact, he actually created the Universal Railway, a forerunner for the Caterpillar track as well. The Wright's powered flight would have been much harder, if not impossible to achieve. And the worst part is, less than half the aviation industry knows of Sir George Cayley. Imagine if you had created a groundbreaking discovery just for it to be forgotten and stolen and reclaimed by a couple of brothers who gained their fame from stealing your research and ideas 100 years after your original discovery, 50 years after your death. How would you feel? It's time to restore Cayley's legacy, to inspire future aviators, truly showing the sky is not the limit, no matter where or when. Sir George Cayley's work wasn't just about one flight, it was about transforming aviation. He took it from a realm of dreams to scientific discipline. Today, almost every airplane and aircraft incorporates his aerodynamic principles, allowing us to soar to new heights. So why do the Wright brothers have a statue and not him? It's time to give Sir George Cayley the recognition he deserves. I propose that the Brisbane government creates a statue in his honour of the Cayley coin, a coin he sketched on when creating his first visionaries of his gliders and aircraft. The Wright brothers achieved fantastic feat, but Cayley's contributions were the stepping stones that made it possible. A statue in his honor wouldn't just be a tribute, it would be a reminder of the visionary mind who truly launched the age of flight. Let's spread the word about Sir George Cayley, the father of aviation. Share this video so we can convince the Brisbane government to create a statue in his honor and ensure his legacy takes flight. Thank you for listening, fellow aviators.